So this is how we're going to hear these cases. But before I do that, Attorney Bianca Calloway.
Good evening, Your Honor. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Doing well.
So how can I help you?
I'm just listening, Your Honor. I have a hearing in a couple of weeks. It'll be my first time doing one in the cab counter. I just want to see how you guys do it there.
Oh, well, how do they do it in other counties? Do people actually get to, you turn around and you get blindfolded and whoever hits the person wins? Is that how we do it?
It's pretty much the same. I just wanted to watch.
You never know, man. You might be different at Cobb or Clayton. I don't know.
It's pretty much the same,
Might
but I
be
just
some
wanted to
tug
pay
of war
attention.
out there in these streets. But anyway, all right. Well, hopefully we will not only entertain but educate.
Thank
So
you.
educate first before we entertain. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and do position one, which will be Kenyatta Williams. Actually, it'll be position one as well as six, as they are effectively companion cases, cross claims made against one another. And so I'm eager to hear what's going on. Let me tell you, ladies, how we're going to proceed. And this is going to be very important because this is how we get out on time. First and foremost, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity after I give a brief statement about why we're here. And why is that important? Because I want to make sure that your testimony or anything that you're telling the court is about the actual event that led to this actual application being filed. I don't necessarily need to hear about the 5, 6, or even 6 months worth of time that you've been either in relationship or of issue with this person, unless that information is relevant to the particular alleged crime. Okay, because I understand there are a lot of relationships that usually take place in these applications. But nonetheless, after I give a brief description and reading the actual application, I'll give each party about 3 to 5 minutes to what's called almost an opening statement. Okay, this is going to be very similar to a trial, but not quite a trial at all. Okay, because there's no final disposition in any form in reality as far as guilt is concerned. But nonetheless, I'm going to get each party to do that. They'll be able to do it one after another after 3 to 5 minutes of the applicant. The respondent will get their 3 to 5 minutes. And then I'll allow the applicant to go ahead and introduce any evidence or well as any other witness testimony that they have. If they're witnesses, like they may have multiple witnesses, I may limit that testimony to just maybe one or two if they're effectively going to say the same thing. And then after that, I will give an opportunity for the accused to cross-examine not only the witnesses, but as well as the actual applicant. And then I will give the accused an opportunity to introduce any of their witnesses as well as any evidence that they may have in their defense. And then finally, I'll give an opportunity rather for folks to make a closing, either why an application for arrest warrant rather should be issued or not issued, and then I'll make my decision. Folks, I want to remind you that I have the authority to issue an arrest warrant against whether the applicant or the accused. I've had situations where the applicant came in here and they acted like they were all innocent, and then we later found out that they were actually pointing a pistol at somebody. So, folks, just be cognizant of that. And then from there, again, I'll make decisions. Bear with me here. All right, I'm going to read the allegations for both positions 1 and 6 since they are companions. And then I will get those ladies under oath. And then once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and have all of your witnesses that are associated in position 1 and 6 to be sequestered. And they're going to be placed into a private waiting room until their time to testify. So that would then mean that, let me ask, Ms. Colson, did any of your witnesses, that witness appear for you?
No, she didn't. It's fine.
Okay, so we don't have any witnesses, so there's nobody to sequester.
No.
Listen, Attorney Calloway is gonna keep me on my P's and Q's. She's gonna let me know if I do it right or not. Okay. So let's see how we go here. And we're going to first address the first case. And this is where Miss Colson is the accused. The allegation to have taken place on August 29th, 2023. The offense would have been obscene, lewd, or indecent telephone communications. More specifically, that is addressed in the actual application is that there apparently there was an allegation of violating a standing TPO order and violated standing 12-month protective order. Police report was made, and apparently this was made on the 31st. But apparently there's an allegation as well that there's a violation of a TPO as well, which could very well, depending upon what that is, could be a felony, but there is a basis where it could be a misdemeanor as well, so that's fine. And then as far as the case or the matter where Miss Williams is the actual accused, that would have been taking place on October 24th, 2023.
No. It's backwards. That you just said, I'm Miss Williams. You said my
Yeah,
case
well, Miss
first. The
Williams,
one you're
right,
calling now is hers.
okay. Well, the one I'm reading is
I did the standing TPO on her.
well, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you what I'm reading, and then once we get the case, y'all can get
Okay,
clarity.
okay.
But I'm reading this application.
Okay.
And it says that Miss Williams, because you guys have cross claims, she has a case against you, Miss Williams, and Miss Williams has a case against Miss Colson. And so the case against Miss Williams is for harassing phone calls that occurred on October 24th, 2023. Okay. And the allegation is that if I can get in here and zoom in, it says that she has broken the TPO order. She has been harassing me through her friends and family via text messages and phone calls and driving through my neighborhood taking pictures of the home that my child's father is living in. And there's some other statements here that I can't quite make out, but those are the allegations. So one, just ladies, I just want to be clear here. Miss Colson, Miss Williams is alleging that Miss Colson did something on August 29th. And Miss Colson is alleging that Miss Williams did something to her in October, I believe on the 24th. I want the ladies to be very clear that when I give you an opportunity to talk, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a little bit more time because I understand that there effectively are cross claims. But what I'm effectively going to do is at 6:49, I'm going to then give Miss Williams a statement about an opportunity to tell me about the August 29th event, and then as well as about the October 24th event. Okay. After and I'll let you start at 6:50. I'll give you until about 5, depending upon that. I'll give you a little bit more time. And then from there, I'll give Ms. Colson an opportunity to speak on both of those events as well. And then from there, we'll go ahead and look at any evidence you folks have. Okay. Ms. Colson, keep yourself on mute. Clerk, if you can please give me the authority to mute folks. I would greatly appreciate it. And then we'll go ahead and let Ms. Williams have the floor. But first, before I forget, let's get everybody on the road. Now, you do have your baby here. Do we need to have your baby sequestered? Is she going to be testifying?
You're talking to me or Miss Williams?
You the only one with a baby?
No, she has my other daughter. That's all I was asking. But
I didn't know. See, we're going to find out a whole lot of things. Okay, I was just joking, but maybe she is going to be testifying now that y'all talking about that. So just hold tight. Let Miss Williams give her statement about what's going on.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and can you go, Miss Williams? Y'all got under oath. What are y'all doing?
We did.
I'm gonna do it again because I must have forgot.
Okay.
You swear and affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, under penalty and perjury of the law?
I do.
Miss Colson?
Oh, I do.
All right, now we can go. All right, Miss Williams, you got till about 6:55, 6:56. Go right on ahead.
Okay, I can sum it up. So first and foremost, I did get a TPO on her on August the 1st of 2023. And the reason for that TPO is because I allowed the child to go with her, and it ended up getting sent up to the detectives for interference with custody. She told DeKalb County she wasn't giving the child back, so forth. So then she started popping up at my house, sending threatening messages, going to the baby's school, sending me messages saying she called the school, this, and this. Detective Hardy and the Special Victims Unit then advised me to put a standing order on her, in which I did. I'm assuming she got served maybe August 17th or so. We had, after the 2 weeks, August 31st was supposed to be the day we go to court for the actual 12-month order. August 29th was when she called my phone, and I recorded it. I sent it in. She called my phone at 10:20 from an unauthorized, unknown, first from 2 private calls, and then she called from an unknown number, in which you'll see that I sent the phone log, the calls, the time, and everything in. She started crying on the phone, and I made sure that I said her name so that when I did this, you will know that it's her voice, everything else. She then started taking pictures of my stuff that I was posting on Instagram, sending it to my ex-wife, just doing the most. As far as the calls, the violation of the order, that's all I had. Like I said, I did send in everything to clarify that. If I'm supposed to speak on October 24th, I can. If I'm supposed to wait, I can. As far as October 24th, I have no idea what she's talking about. She don't know this, but October 23rd through the 27th, I was moving. I did send in the U-Haul information on the 23rd when I got it. All October 24th, I was driving Uber, in which I screen recorded the whole day that I was Ubering, and I also sent that in. As far as driving by her baby's father's house, last time I drove by there was in May when me and her both was there. And I also sent that in with the pictures with the timestamp dating May. So as of October 24th, I have no idea what she's referring to. I do feel like she's still harassing me third party due to, I just moved here. I got an order from the sheriff's department stating that she went to try to modify the order, stating that she got visitation from Fulton County, in which that we haven't even had the hearing for that yet for her to get visitation. So for her to go down and modify that order, I feel like it was just a tactic to pick with me. How they even got this address, she was asking people for my address. Like I said, I haven't even been here 2 months. And when they came here, I even asked the officer, how did they get the address? She gave them the address. How she have my address, I don't know. It's just been ongoing, and I'm tired. Like I said, October 24th, when I got this, I have no idea. When I saw the police report that she did stating that I was texting her saying I was defects and all of that, I also sent in the messages where everything that she's accused me of, she did to me. And I sent in the evidence for that. She put on there, I had people calling and texting her pretending to be defects. That's what she sent to me, asking me, can I pretend to be somebody for defects for her baby dad? I sent everything in. Like I said, that's what happened October 29th. As far as October 24th, I have no idea what she's talking about at all. We're not talking to you.
Okay.
So that's that.
No worries. All right, I'm going to put you on mute, and then we'll hear from Miss Colson.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so the incident that I'm talking about, first off, she was my best friend. Like, I trusted her enough to get temporary guardianship. Of my daughter. Once she found out that she met with me to drop the baby off, to drop Promise off, the baby that you see. She met with me at the mall, dropped her off. Our problems didn't start when she started putting fake TPOs and all of that stuff on me until she found out that I terminated that guardianship. How I got her address was because, first off, my lawyer gave me her address, and I have evidence of that as well. My lawyer gave me her address because we were supposed to set up visitation the beginning of this year, because due to her putting a TPO on me, I wasn't allowed I haven't seen my daughter in over 7-8 months. And I don't even know if she remembered me. So all of this stemmed from that. And she did, because for one, she been calling defects on me since this baby was 5 days old out of the hospital. She been calling defects on me. First off, defects is not going to text your phone. My defects case was closed when I was getting those text messages talking about drug testing me. And first off, I was never going on her social media because she blocked me on Facebook. I don't have Instagram. Tawana, which is my ex-boyfriend's aunt, was going on her Facebook page and sending stuff to me. And I told Tawana, stop, Denim. I told Tawana to stop sending me stuff because I said, I don't need these problems. So I feel like me and her would have been okay if Tawana would have never even got involved, but I'm not harassing her. I had to change my number because I have man that I never met. I'm still in a relationship with her dad. I got man texting my phone saying that I met them at Stonecrest and all of this stuff. I feel like that's because of her. I had to change my phone number. I just recently changed my phone number. I had to move from Tawana's house because of all of this situation. I was informed by my attorney from juvenile court to go ahead and put in for a modification so he could get me visitation, because the TPO, I was under the grounds. I agreed to the TPO because I thought that it didn't have nothing to do with my daughter, but they told me that because I gave her basically my rights are terminated right now because she has temporary guardianship. So they was like, in order for me to get visitation, this is what I needed to do. So I'm not harassing her. I be on TikTok. She blocked me on TikTok. I'm not going out my way to, first off, Your Honor, I'm on 20 years probation. I don't have nobody to watch my daughter, and I'm in college.
Hold tight, because I can see we're moving away from some of the focus of what's going on. I do like to have people give me a little bit of background and understanding of we're here. And I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, okay? With that being said, now, ladies, you guys have said a lot, and so I want to try to get a good understanding because you guys don't have any witnesses, and the evidence that you submitted, for the most part, as I'm looking over it, I do see the TPO, I do see the 12-month protective order that was issued August 1st. I just want to just let you guys know what I've got in my possession. I've got a GoFundMe, which that doesn't seem to be relevant to the allegations that we're dealing with this evening. I've got a GoFundMe. Remember, we're here on issues of really harassment and lewd and indecent conduct. So I want to kind of focus our minds back on where we are because I see that there's a lot of other issues going on. I've got the 12-month protective order. I've also got, let's see if I have anything else here. I've got a screenshot of some phone calls. I've got some text messages. I've got some video of it says Uber ride, your ride, I guess, for that day. And for Miss Williams. And then I also see where there was a police report filed on the 24th, an incident report rather. And then finally, Miss Williams, I have these videos, I guess, of communication here or some type of call that would have taken place on the 29th that I think you have evidence to show that it took place in the evening. But there was a 5-minute call. All right, so ladies, normally what I do is I let folks go back and forth and I let folks ask questions, but I don't know if that's going to be productive for you ladies because I can tell you guys got a lot of statements. So I'm going to do a little bit of quick questioning. Normally that's not the normal basis, and I want to stress that to you because normally I don't do that. But when you don't have any witnesses, and ultimately we've got a lot of he said, she said. So let me just start with Miss Williams. I'm going to just ask a couple questions here, okay? All right, Miss Williams, can you unmute? Miss Coulson, can you mute for a second? Miss Williams, you keep putting on this, there you go, unmute. You got your glam picture up, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, it's the mute button. Listen, I want to hear your voice. I don't want to see you glam.
Yeah.
All right, so Miss Williams, let me just focus here. I just want to make sure, because remember, we're here, I always like to say, we're here on a lewd, obscene, lewd, or a decent telephone communication, right? Tell me, because y'all didn't say nothing about any of the things that ultimately I told y'all to focus on, which was the allegations that y'all made, right? Now, I can see what's going on, but I want to know specifically the allegations of lewd, indecent communication. Tell me when this happened.
Okay, so as far as the lewd and indecent communication, when I first did this, and the judge that I spoke with, he told me that he was placing it for a violation of a protective order. However, we went to court for the same case November the 6th. And that's when the last judge put it in as a violation. I'm not sure if she kept the harassing phone calls, but the whole point of mine was violation of the protective order. Now, the other part, I don't know if he kept those charges on there, but the whole point of me doing it was a violation. Because when she was calling my phone after the order. So that was my only issue, the violation.
I take that judge was not me.
No, it wasn't. I done seen 2 other judges before this.
All right. 2 other.
And then, like I said, when we went November 6th, that's when the lady judge stated to the clerk to add the charge of violation of the order.
Okay, well, I don't see the order, the violation of the order. But ultimately, what you're saying is you're saying she called you after the order, and the order, what you're saying, would have been done on
August 29th.
29th, and she called you on the 29th.
No, she violated the 29th. The order was done on the 1st of August.
Okay, that's what I wanted to just, okay.
Yeah.
I see that August 1st. And she was served with it then as well?
She was served with it before the 29th because we had court 2 days later on the 31st.
Okay. And did you address that with the court then when she allegedly?
I did. I addressed it to Judge Guy. That was the judge for that case, Judge Guy. She stated that I called the police, make a report, and after court that day was the day I called the police to my home and let them hear the recording. My ex was actually calling me while the police was there, telling me that she had just called her phone too. So it's not just me she's calling my ex and, sending pictures to them as well. However, that's neither here or there. But
yeah, because like I don't see it. I'm gonna be frank. That's the notice that was sent was not for that. Now I understand that there's potentially a violation of TPO, but I want to just make sure, because you have that alleged, and I'm looking at the evidence. What evidence would you like me to look at that supports the facts that she violated the TPO or sent?
You can look at the video. You can look at the video. Like I said, the video is dated for August 29th at 10 something p.m. That would have been a violation right there alone. I'm not sure exactly what else I sent in. I think the other stuff that I really sent in was at the stuff that she's trying to say I did.
Okay, and just one more thing. Tell me about this so I can just make sure. What's the situation with the children? Does anybody have some child?
So she has a couple kids. And me and my ex had this child. No, me and my ex had got this child. She's 2 now. We got her when she was like 6 weeks old. So we've been had the child.
Okay.
However, she asked me July 18th for a play date, and I agreed to it. I met her with the child, the brand new car seat that we had got for the child.
Hold on, let me stop.
It was just supposed to be a play date.
Wait. And I know when you say the child, I understand we don't like to always use children's names here, but obviously we have
Promise. Her name is Promise. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to.
Okay. Is Promise the child that's in Miss Colson's lap?
No, I have. Promise is the one that was walking back and forth here.
Okay, let me ask you. Is Promise, that's not your baby. You didn't have Promise yourself.
No, I didn't physically have her, no.
You adopted her, or you currently have custody of her?
I currently have guardianship over her for the past 2 years now, almost.
Is that Miss Colson's baby?
Yes.
Okay, that's Miss Colson's baby. And you saying you've had guardianship.
And she was 6 weeks old. Yes. Okay. Through Fulton County. Me and my ex-wife.
And who is your?
We got her January 7th. She works for Fulton County Sheriff's Department.
Okay, but she's not Miss Colson.
No.
You guys are just, I assume, friends or were friends.
I didn't. Yeah, she knew my wife because of her. I'm not going to say about her situation. So it was like one of those situations where she had to report to her, and I'm gonna take your baby. I'm gonna help you out. She asked, and we took her.
Okay. And you have other children?
No, I don't.
You just took this baby?
Yes. She asked me in June to take the baby that she had in her lap, but I didn't do it. On June 9th, she asked me, but I didn't do it.
I'm gonna get to you. All right. Let me ask this. Is it the reason why y'all communicating at all? Is it because of this baby?
Yeah, basically.
Because y'all don't
the reason we were communicating.
Y'all not in no relationship.
Never.
Right? Okay.
Never.
Hey, I don't know. I can't call it. All right. And then as far as the allegation for the 1024 event in 2023, you've submitted me evidence to say that you were driving for Uber all that time.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. I promise you on everything. I couldn't even tell you what she's talking about. Like I said, I sent in from the time I dropped Promise off at daycare that morning. You can see the time stamps on everything. And then when I looked at the offense, it says at 11:21 a.m. You can even look at the thing. It'll show you exactly where I was at 11:20 something a.m.
So tell me, because I don't see any evidence of harassment. I do see a call, but I don't know who that's from. I just see a call log. So I don't make
the call is from her calling me.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Yes.
And how do you know
because
that?
I answered the phone and I recorded it with the baby's iPad.
And you recorded you having a conversation.
Because you can hear her talking on the video. Yes. Yes.
And were you talking to her back? Were y'all having a conversation?
The conversation just was her crying and telling me to come pick her up and come in her house. And I was just like, well, Monique, I'm in Savannah. I can't come. And then she started talking about her baby daddy and all this other stuff. And I just said, okay. And I just hung up. You can hear all of that in the video.
Okay. So y'all had a full-blown just conversation. And would you have picked her up if you were not in Savannah?
No, I don't even know anybody in Savannah. I was at home. I just didn't want her to come to my house. I never even been to Savannah a day in my life.
Okay, that's what you told her.
Yeah, I've never been to Savannah.
All right.
Yeah, I've never been.
So basically, you want her, even though we don't have it currently posed, you want the allegation to be that she has somehow broke this TPO. Now, let me ask you, in this situation, and I think the reason why the judge didn't put it is if you violate a TPO, it could be alleged as a felony. You know that?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know, but
yeah. So listen, it says it right here in this letter that this TPO. It says right here. It says, hold on. Specifically, respondent is hereby enjoined and restrained from having direct or indirect contact with petitioner, which is in violation of 16.590, and that any future acts committed by the respondent towards the petitioner, which are in violation of this statute and this protective order, can amount to aggravated stalking, which is a felony. So the reason why they probably didn't put it on here is because there's a potential allegation for felony, which would be outside of our jurisdiction and venue. So then we're stuck dealing with the statement of lewd or indecent contact, which is the reason why we're probably only dealing with that matter. Because if you did violation of a TPO in your original case, then that should be what we're dealing with. But that's not here.
That's what I did. Like I said, even when we went to the court the first time, that's what she said that she put down.
I can't call it, but I will say what you're ultimately looking for very well may be a felony allegation, and that may not be within my view. Okay, that doesn't mean that it very well didn't happen, but if it's a felony, it's not within the view of this particular criminal warrant application hearing. You understand? And so I want to just stress that, because what I'm now been looking for is evidence of accrued or lewd content or communication.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Are you saying that she did?
That's what I'm saying. All I told him was about the violation, and that's it. Okay. The same thing that I just told you is what I told them. So I don't know what they put it in as. All I know is when we court November 6th, that's what she told us.
All right. Well,
that's why we are back today, because she said she was putting it for a violation.
Okay. All right. Sir, can you make me a host so I can share in my screen and everything? All right. Will you hold tight, Miss Williams? I'm going to ask some information from Miss Colson. Miss Colson, you putting the baby to sleep? Laying him down?
No, she just pooped, so I'm changing her diaper.
They do that a lot. I understand. So, Miss Colson, while you multitask, I'm going to try to ask you a couple questions, because obviously you have an allegation against Miss Williams, and I'm going to try to not belabor this moment. Tell me, because you also claim that she harassed you back on 24th of October. So tell me about this harassing phone calls.
There was, so this is a touchy subject for me, but at the time, like, I wanted to piggyback on a couple things that she said. She didn't have my daughter. I had called a charge behind my first baby father, which requires me to register on the sex offender registry. I that's how I met her wife. I was homeless. I didn't have nowhere to go. I got 6 kids. I have lost all of my children. So I was like, instead of my daughter going to foster care, can her wife take her? And her wife fell out. And when my daughter, and it's in the
and I'm not trying to be in any way disruptive, but this is your personal business. I understand that that's important, but I want to make sure that before you divulge everything, focus again, for my intent anyway, on what you have alleged this person did to you. Not because these aren't things that are important, but because ultimately those are the things I'm going to be making decisions on. I understand. So I'm not saying I don't understand how frustrating that could be, because I really low-key can't even think about it, because I know how terrible that must feel. But tell me how she committed this harassing phone call against you.
So after she put the TPO on me, I did get served August 17th. I think I was just checking the mail at my baby father's house, because I don't even stay there. She just keeps sending stuff there. That house is actually under eviction. So anywho, so basically she it was a guy, and I was entertaining it for a little bit because I really thought it was somebody I knew. And as I kept talking to him, and he kept saying, like, oh, I met you at Stonecrest. Mind you, she used to stay in Stonecrest. And I was like, I don't know nobody from Stonecrest. I'm from Florida, so I don't really know too many people. And I was like, definitely not in Stonecrest, because I don't be in Stonecrest. So I was like, I don't know you. And I was like, did Kiki send you? And he stopped texting me after that. And then I had like, since my daughter, she's 8 months old now, since she's been born, I have had 4 or 5 open defects cases because of her. I don't know why. I did tell her, I was like, if they try to take the baby, I did ask her, I said, well, could you take her too? And this was before all of this other stuff had ended up happening, because again, I don't have family up here. So I was like, she was my friend. I consider her my friend. So I was like, I don't want my daughter to go to the system. So I did ask her. Yes, she did decline. That is true. So what had happened? So after that incident, it was a girl named Shakia or something texting my phone saying that, oh, I need to drug test you. And I was like, first off, defects is not they're gonna pop up. And my defects case from DeKalb County had just literally got closed like a week prior to me getting that text message. And I was like, that's weird. Why would defects start? Defects ain't texting nobody from no iPhone. And then for 2, I'm like, why she texting me talking about a drug test? Because when I was living in Cobb County a couple months ago, they just popped up on me and did a drug test. So I was like, I thought it was her. And I was like, well, you put a TPO on me, but you keep sending these folks my way, or you keep having folks text my phone, because before I had that number for over a year, before I changed my number January 31st, and I had that number for over a year. I never had nobody playing on my phone up until me and her fell out. But again, I feel like,
well, hold up.
Stop them.
I've heard quite a bit. And so let me just put it in summation, because I would let you guys cross-examine each other, which you could. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if you guys are really going to give me any additional information that's going to be relevant to ultimately why we're here. Let me just make sure I understand, and you guys can confirm otherwise. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you guys have a relationship because Miss Williams, you have a child of hers, but you have full custody or have custody. Miss Colson, you obviously know Miss Williams through that relationship, and obviously maybe some other communications with an ex of hers. Mm. There subsequently has been some things that have taken place which have driven Miss Williams to get a TPO and a 12-month restraining order. I'm not quite sure what all of those acts are, but nonetheless, there is one. Okay, and it's still effective. Mm-hmm. But we're here dealing with this hearing, and that's fine. But we're not here on the violation of the TPO, because if that's the case, Miss Williams, if you would have called the police, they would have investigated this for a felony. That's something that still can take place. Whether or not they take it, though, isn't a decision of mine. It's a decision of the officer. It's a decision of yours, true, if you ultimately want to do that. That's on you. But this evening, ladies, I'm going to be frank with you. It's really not about any harassment. I've seen some harassing phone calls. I've seen some lewd pictures. I've seen all types of things. Things I wish I never saw. For real, for real. But y'all not hear about that. Y'all really hear about babies, custody, and drama.
Not me.
Well, y'all are all involved in it. Now, whether or not that rises to the level of an arrest warrant being issued, that's a whole different thing. And honestly, it seems like y'all have an ongoing thing because there still seems to be hearings taking place. And with that in mind, you know, there seems to be some type of communication. Y'all seem to talk. For people who have TPOs, y'all talk a lot. And y'all talk a lot.
I haven't talked to her since July.
I understand. But well, you see her in court. So, you know, I mean, y'all have to because y'all coming to hearings and there's orders filed.
It's been on Zoom.
Oh, well, y'all talking to each other now. So I mean, it's still y'all still people. We still here. But ladies, let's just be honest. You both have kids. Now, if your intention, y'all haven't sent anybody in your harassment, please not that y'all provided me any evidence for. But I want to tell you this, y'all both have children. Now, if it's your intent for her to be arrested or your intent for her to be arrested so y'all can lose y'all children, that's another thing. That's another thing. If that's y'all intent, that's what y'all want to move or that's what y'all going to do, but you're not going to get it from me this evening. Because y'all haven't supplied to me any evidence to support the fact that y'all harassing each other. Y'all harassing each other, all right, but y'all harassing each other at the at the expense of children, and I don't tolerate that. So y'all not gonna get that from me. Now, if there's a felony that needs to be pursued, by all means, but please do not bring child drama when ultimately it's only gonna hurt the children. Because I got 3 of my own, and I don't tolerate it.
You said something.
So listen, ladies, please don't talk to each other unless y'all in a hearing with me or somebody else again, so we don't have to do this. Because ultimately what could result, truthfully, Miss Williams, is you losing your child that you've loved on for now a year and a half. And Miss Colson, I would hate for you to lose another child if that's not what's necessary. And it seems like you're doing a great job with that cute little baby over there, and I want that to continue. But ladies, that all is dependent upon you. But for this evening, it's going to be dismissed because y'all ain't talking about nothing this evening. Not that you have proof of. Now, again, as I said before, the TPO is another issue. So, Ms. Williams, you can do what that is you so choose. But as far as the court is concerned, position 1 as well as position 6, those cross claims will be dismissed as there is insufficient probable cause that have been presented to me this evening. Ladies, you guys go ahead and you have a great evening. And obviously, still complaints that need to be made. The court is here to receive those. Wrong ID. You. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
That is correct.
And we were here at 6 calling in, and we continued to call to find out why we were still on hold. And a different lady answered and gave us another number to call in on.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what's going to have to occur. We're going to have the matter reset because the other folks were able to be here on time and had the right number. I don't know how you had the wrong number.
Okay, we got, sir.
I'm sorry, excuse me, ma'am. Just one moment. That's Mr. Mickle's sister. I'm familiar with them. We've talked to them quite a bit.
Okay, we got this.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Miss Smith. Hold on, folks.
Speaking to the judge. Give me one moment. Can we pause for just a second and I give you a quick call so I can update you on this?
Sure.
Thank you.
Either way it goes, we're not going to be able to hear it this evening. So just hold tight. Okay. Because the folks who are here on the case were already here and they have since gone.
Okay. Were the witnesses there and did they speak?
Honestly, we didn't have a hearing because you weren't and he wasn't here. So just hold tight. All right. Mr. Mickle.
Yes, sir.
You know, it pains me, man, because I understand technology is so frustrating and I understand that interrupts a lot of things. But in truth, sometimes that's what happens. And we don't have these hearings live or in person because that's for your safety. Because when there's allegations of battery and assault and all of those things that I'm sure are on that piece of paper that you have alleged there, it's better to have it virtually. But we can't get those parties back on because they were here and somehow they had the correct Zoom link. And that's okay. But unfortunately, we cannot pursue today because we've had the other party here and now they're not. So we're going to have it continue. You understand?
I understand. Who takes responsibility for giving us this hearing document with the number on it and it was changed?
Miss Smith, whether or not that's relative or relevant is unfortunate, but truthfully, we're going to get you reset. I'm about solutions, man. So we're going to get you reset. And that next reset date, unfortunately, is not going to be until February 26th. But we have just a packed calendar. I don't have an ability to put you on another calendar. And it wasn't intentional to put you in that place. But again, we didn't have this case removed until about 6:45. You understand? So more than 45 minutes after we started. And so I understand what you did. And you did. And you called and you subsequently got on this hearing. And so it's not going to be dismissed because if you didn't show, the case would be dismissed. And then you'd have to start all over again. We're not going to dismiss the case. We're going to reset the case.
Okay.
All right. Now, what does Mr. Mickle, who is the actual applicant, does he have anything to say?
Yes, I am the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we had paid to have the warrant served to my witnesses. And
well, if they're not here, that's even, a whole nother thing. But
no, were they here? Were they there at the beginning?
No. But my only concern, Miss Smith, and again, you're not the actual applicant, so I just want to
go ahead, Greg. You talking? You speak up.
But we're not going to speak for too long. I just will tell you that other folks who got the notice were here, and I'm not saying that you didn't get the right notice, but for some reason, the folks in your case didn't have the notice. But we'll get it reset. It wasn't intentional. Mistakes happen. This is an allegation that has occurred, and that will be addressed, but it'll be addressed on the 26th. Okay. So I want you to have
just one last thing for future, so this doesn't happen again. Should we call your office 30 minutes prior to the Zoom call and make sure we have the correct number?
Absolutely not. I don't think that's necessary because in most situations, this doesn't happen. But if it does happen and you find that you aren't accepted into the hearing within 10 minutes, it's fine to contact the clerk's office to see if there's anything that transpires. It has happened to me. It has. But unfortunately, because everyone else was here, it'd be different if you weren't here and the other person wasn't here. Everyone else was here. And as a result, that is what has transpired. I understand your frustration. I'm not telling you that it's not justified, but you want justice. And it's not going to happen if both parties are not here at the same time. Okay? So I will see you, or one of my colleagues will see you folks on the 26th of February. I know you'll be more than prepared. And I will tell you as well that the accused does have an attorney. So that's just something to be aware of as well. But I will let you guys go this evening. Okay?
Ask if it'll be 6.
Would it be at 6 p.m.?
Mm-hmm. These dates don't change. They're on every Monday, 6 p.m. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
No worries.
Sorry for the mix-up.
Oh man, no. I apologize for your mix-up because I wanted to hear your case. But
thank you.
No
thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I guess that's all for now.
Yes, sir.
All right. No,
thank you.
Folks, I hope you were paying some type of attention, but I do understand my first case didn't go as I normally would do so. But that's because we're trying to make sure that we're doing and making effective use of our time as well. But again, you have witnesses, so I don't anticipate having to do some of that. But as I remind you, I'm going to give you folks about 3 to 5 minutes to give a brief opening statement. Then I'll give out folks opportunity to introduce any emailed evidence and any witness testimony. Cross-examination will also be able to take place. And then I'll give folks an opportunity to give a closing. With that in mind, I've got you folks under oath. Let me go ahead and read the appropriate allegations so that we know what to focus our conversation on, our testimony on. Give me 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on two allegations, the first of which is theft by conversion, and that occurred on July 23rd, allegedly occurred on July 23rd, 2023, as well as theft by taking, which allegedly occurred on July 23rd, 2023. The specific allegations are that Mr. Fox is a mobile mechanic that stole the tires from the applicant's car and didn't repair it. And she also claims that he stole $1,500 for the repair. That's the allegation. So, folks, when we give you an opportunity to talk about 3 to 5 minutes, let's focus on that event. Okay. All right, Mr. Fox, I'm going to have you remain on mute, and I'm going to give Ms. Magnum, it's here 7:34. I'm going to give you till about 8 o'clock. You may not even need all that time. I'm not 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. It's 7:40 to tell me what's going on.
Yes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I met Mr. I met Quan, because that's the street name that he uses, through a colleague at State Farm Insurance where I was working. He is a mobile mechanic. He did my brakes. I had to watch him do my brakes one time. So I thought when my son had an accident in May that, he did brakes, he could change a tire and whatever was under the tire, he could repair it, because he said he has a BMW. He used to repair BMWs. Okay. So I called, him. He said he could do it. And after that, he got my money. I sent my money through Cash App. My son has a Cash App. I don't do Cash App. And I sent it to him. And he started making excuses. It was, I'm going through a divorce with my wife. My little girl had a car accident. She broke her arm. I say, look, Quan. At the time, I thought his name was Quan. I say, look, I cannot, I'm not concerned about that. I'm trying to get my car back up and going. You got the money. So it was, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there next week. I'm here. I'm there. So I just had to call the police, because I just got tired. I called him. I said, look, I need you to come repair my car. I'm not waiting again. It started in May. He got all his money in May. I sent you all the receipts. I said he pretended to buy parts from BMW that he did not bring. He did not bring the parts that when he did a diagnostics or whatever to my car, he pretended one thing was wrong, which wasn't wrong. I had to get my car towed by a tow company to BMW, and it ended up costing me over $6,000 to repair it. But he took my run flat tires. He didn't bring me my new wheels that I paid for. I gave him all the money for it. And he brought some tires that didn't fit my car. And they were so cheap. BMW takes run flats. We don't have a spare. It's a run flat tire, which is a special tire. I had a receipt where I had purchased those tires. They was like $700 from Sam Club. But when I bought them from BMW, I had to pay nine. They were $700. I had to pay $900. So he came to the house. I was on the phone with one of my friends, because this summer my grandbaby had got sick and I fell and I broke my arm. So I'm sitting outside. I waited on him. Like one day he never came. I waited on him the next day. And when he got there, I'm like, where are the parts? I said, where's the lateral arm? Because he said a lateral arm needed repair. He came to my house with some kind of electric drill, and that's it. And he had my old tires. I'm like, where are the new rims? Like, the tires were still dirty. They were the same one came off my car. When he said they couldn't be used, I paid him money to get new tires. I paid him all the money, and he decided he wasn't going to do it. He came to the house. I say, and the only way I found out who he was because my insurance paid for the accident. They paid for the repairs. That's how I knew his real name, because he tells everyone his name is Quan. He targets single women. He targets single mothers. He comes to your house. He pretends. See, I never let him take my car away. See, I was one up on everybody else. Everybody else would let him drive the car, or they'll go in the house, because we thought we could trust him. But he showed that once, like, I sent him with $300 down the street to get a battery. He came right back and got a battery. But when I sent him with $1,500, I guess it was like, ooh, jackpot. He went and got some little $25 tires that don't go on my car. They were too big. And he left the house. He left. He had called me like right before he came, was like, hey, can I come over there and drink some beer in your garage? And I was like, no, it's been, you don't do that when you're repairing a car. And, he came. I went in the house because I had been sitting outside all day. I was sweaty. I jumped in my shower. Before I could get back downstairs, he came and threw some fake tires on my car. And I was like, what is this? So my friend was in my ear. She was like, go over there in his van and look for your parts. No parts in the van. I asked him, where's my lateral arm? I said, well, where are the parts? He was like, I'm going to talk to you about it. Are we going to argue, or are we going to have a conversation? And I'm like, are we going to argue? Are we going to have a conversation? Well, what we're going to do is just get up. I was so mad. I had a cast on. I had fell. I had broke my arm. I was just so distraught because this man just clearly stole my money. And he left, and I haven't heard from him. He was like, I'll be back Saturday. Saturday never came. It's been Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's, Christmas, every Saturday never came. And this was from July. So.
Anything else?
Yeah, I had to hire a service provider. He kept lying about where he lived. You know, I don't know. Thank God you all found him. I see he in court, but it was every time the service people in Gwinnett County went to his house, he was like, oh, that's not me. Oh, that's not me. Oh, that's my brother.
Do you live in DeKalb County?
I live in DeKalb. He stole my stuff in DeKalb County,
okay,
out of my garage.
I've given you the time. Hold tight. Let me ask you, have you submitted any evidence to the court?
Yes, I sent every receipt that I paid him, every cash out.
Clerk, can you see if you find that? Because I don't have that. Now, let me ask you, like I told you earlier today, you said you sent that to the police, right?
No, it said MAGCT.
Oh, you sent that to us. Okay, let me see if I got it. I didn't see any.
I thought that was the police. That's what I thought it was.
No, because I don't have. Clerk, can you check and see if we have that?
And it's coming from my business email as well as my regular email.
Okay.
Is it MAGCTWARRANTAPP?
Yes.
Yeah, I sent that. I sent everything.
And you said it's coming from your business email as well as, because I tried to search by your name and what I found, I sent to the judge. But if it's coming from different sources, I need those sources so that I can locate your evidence.
Gmail.com.
See, that's a long email right there, Ms. Megan.
It is.
So do me a favor, can you type both of them in the chat to me so I can look both of them up?
Okay.
Thank you.
While we do that, I'm going to hear from Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, I'm going to give you till about 7:46, 47 to go ahead and tell me what's going on here.
All right. Yes, sir. So basically, some of what she's saying is true. Some of it is false, but I'll just speak on the day that everything transpired. Okay. Basically, what happened was, like she said, I fixed her. I met her through, a mutual friend. I fixed her brakes one time, and then she called me to fix her car as far as when her son got into an accident. I went over there. I looked at the car, saw what was going on. The only thing I was supposed to fix was the lateral arm, and it was 2 flat tires. The rims of the tires were messed up, and the 2 tires were flat. And in the meantime of doing that, she wanted me to do the back brakes. So I did the back brakes. I went over there. I actually jacked the car up. I looked at the front wheel to see if the lateral arm was bent. And basically what it was is the lateral arm I was able to bend back. So I never had to replace it. So I never replaced the lateral arm. The tires, I bought 4 new tires. When I came over there, I jacked the whole car up. I took each tire off, all 4 tires off. I got 4 new tires to go on the car. And then I brought the tires back, put them on the car. And like she said, she was out there the whole time. She looked at my van. Those tires were on the wheels the whole time. The reason that I left was because we somewhat almost got into an argument. So after I finished the brakes, after I looked at the lateral arm, and when I was putting the tires on, I think I might have got 1 or 2 tires on. That's when she said something about the rims. She never said anything about the tires while I was there. It was just because the tires still had the stickers on. She never said anything about the tires. She did say something about the rims. Her rims were bad. They could not be used. So I did get 2 used rims. I did.
No.
But
hold on, Ms. Magnum. Don't talk out of turn. Continue, sir.
I did get 2 rims. So when I was there, nothing was said about anything except how dirty and scuffed up the rims were. That's the only thing that was said. The only reason that I left again before I could even finish putting the lay, I think I might have put 2 or 3 tires on. I can't remember. But nothing was said about the tires while I was there. Okay. So I didn't steal her tires. I didn't take her tires. 2 of them were flat. So it was no purpose to steal no tire. I never stole no tire. So the day that I was over there, she was on the phone. We was having conversations, but then she was on the phone. I finished putting the tires on, finished doing the brakes, and then we almost somewhat got into it, and that's when I left. That's when I just left. So I haven't heard from her since. Nothing. Nobody said anything to me about anything until basically the paper was served. That's basically what happened on that particular day.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at and you don't have any evidence, correct, Mr. Fox?
No, sir.
Okay. I just want to confirm, Miss Magnum, you have on your application that the event happened on 7/23, but I'm looking at your evidence and the report says that your allegation happened back in May.
That's when the accident happened. I paid him money I started paying him the money for the new rims that he pretended to buy from BMW because I asked him for new BMW rims. He did not repair the rims. Those are the exact rims that came off my car. I have pictures of my car. I can show you. I can send you the picture. He didn't do anything the same. He didn't even get used rims. He got my old rims and he rigged them up with some tires that did not fit. And that was not my order. He was calling himself, I'm going to my friend's junkyard. I said, I don't put junkyard parts on my BMW. I put the parts that the BMW place state go on it. And I have my receipt for my tires. I had four tires that were on my car run flat. He supposedly got a set of run flat tires. He brought back, he took my 2 tires that were blowed out that couldn't be repaired, but I purchased 4 tires. He told me he could get a discount for $400, but at Sam's Club, they're $700. I asked for run flat. My car's never had those fake tires that he put on there that's the wrong size. And he knows as well as I do. I got plenty of text messages and I sent them to you where I told him run flat tires, run flat. He said, I'm just going to go to the junkyard. Not with my car. You can go to the junkyard with your car, but not with my car. I paid for BMW parts. And when I towed my car to BMW, I paid for a set of run flat tires, which were $900. And I sent you all the receipts. The tires that he gave, the other judge told me to give them back to him because they don't fit they don't even fit my car. I have a car that doesn't have spare tires. And they're not run flat tires, which I specified in every text message. Where are my run flat tires? Run flat.
Okay.
And I did tell him, and my witnesses will tell you, I was on the phone.
Wait. Then let them tell me. Hold tight.
Okay, thank you. This time. I'll send you this one. Make sure you got it. It's a run flats.
Ma'am. Tell me about this hearing, and I'm going to get your people in here shortly. Did you file a separate action against this gentleman in October?
So where I filed an action on him here for this criminal act. I had filed an action, a civil suit to get my money back because this criminal is.
So you filed a civil suit as well. I just want to make sure.
To get, but that's where he lived. They said I had to do that where he lived, but. Like I told you about his name, I wouldn't even know his name.
Okay, listen, if you do me a favor and just answer the questions that I asked you, I appreciate it. Hold tight. All right, so I just want to make sure what we're dealing with here, and I want to make sure, because what are your witnesses alleging are going to be talking about?
Are you talking to me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're talking about him, not, 2 of the witnesses or people from, all of them are from State Farm. These are other people that he stiffed as well as he did me, how he pretended to fix your car and he run away when you're in the house and you're not looking. But see, I watched him. That's why he didn't get to do anything to my car because I watched him.
Well, hold on. These people from State Farm, what do they have to do with anything?
They have to do with the detective for your county, DeKalb County, said, is he doing this to anybody else? Where's the proof? And I found other people that he's doing it to. And I have my son that's also a witness that I asked him to buy run flat tires, that he did not do it. And, I have the text message as well. So it's like the pieces that, the receipts that I have for you, where I paid this guy $400 each rim, he did not do it.
So how much money, wait, and I'm going to get to Mr. Fox, but I can tell now, I'm going to get to your witnesses that go to his prior acts, but that's what you're essentially trying to do. But more importantly, I want to understand what we're dealing with here. You said he took $1,500 from you, right? Is that what you're saying? So, yes, so tell me, I didn't see where one payment was made to him for $1,500 in your evidence. Show me and tell me how you got to this allegation of $1,500. I'm looking at your evidence. He don't got no evidence. He ain't got no witnesses. So I'm gonna spend a lot more time with you.
Thank you. I sent you a copy of this cash out where I paid him $428 once, $428.18. I paid him $281, $202 cash out.
Hold on. Let me get my calculator. So we got how much?
Okay. The total for that is $1,375.18 that I sent him.
Well, hold on. You just jumped.
Yeah, I got all the total right here. I can show it. I
don't want to see the total. I want to know I want to know each breakdown of each payment and when you had things.
All right. Now, one of my run flat tires that he stole that was not busted,
Nope. I don't want to know that. Listen to what I'm saying. When and how much did you pay him? So if you paid, because you didn't pay him $1,500 on one day, I just want to know how much the money is. This is all.
I told you the total of all these receipts that I have add up to.
Do what I asked. When did you give him money, and how much was it?
Okay, June the 9th, 281. June the 7th.
Hold on, June. Wait. Hold on. All right. Let me just make sure. So Miss Magnum, you said the first one was June something?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. This thing will move. All right, when's the second one? And you said that was for 438, correct?
428.18 was one of them.
428.18. All right. When's the next one?
281.
When was that?
The 9th of June.
Uh-huh.
I sent him where he ordered this on June the 7th. I already told you on June the 7th. The total was $443.08.
Mm-hmm.
Let's send that to you where you can see it again.
No. Just tell me the dates and the amounts. You don't got to send it to me. Tell me the dates and the amounts.
Okay. Here go 464 on May the 9th. 464 on May the 9th.
Okay, so now we're going back. So plus 464 on May 9th. All right, I just want to make sure I'm here so I understand. Ms. Magnum, turn your camera back on.
Okay. It's on. Can you see me?
All right, yes.
Okay.
Because I'm about to start talking to Mr. Fox. So you made this complaint to the police in July, but I guess you're saying you contracted with him back in May. You're on mute.
Okay, the first invoice that he sent for my insurance, because they were the ones sent me the check to pay him. I give you the date on that one too. 1 moment.
No, stop. That's additional. Okay. So who paid, you or the insurance?
I paid. This is the cash that I paid.
Okay. And so effectively, you're telling me you paid him 3 payments, and those 3 payments equated to $1,173.18. Okay.
My tires were $761.92. That's 2 tires that he stole that was not broken, and I have that receipt from Sam.
Okay, well that would put us over $2,000+ if you're adding that as well.
No, it's for 2 tires, so you got to divide it by 4. $761.92 divided by 4.
Oh, you're saying because of the value of your tires and he stole 2, but that's not actually money that you paid him.
Oh no, but I did pay for tires. I had to go buy some the right tires, which are not.
I'm just trying to get an understanding of exactly. Look, I can't deal in just basics of maybe it's 15, maybe it's 13, maybe it's 2. You got to give me some. So what work are you saying he did not do?
He was paid for a lateral arm. He never purchased it. He never fixed it. He was paid for it though. I sent him money for that.
And do you have any contract or anything in writing specifically saying the monies that you gave him and what they were, what service they were supposed to be for?
I have text messages that I sent you where I list everything that he was supposed to repair. And he said, I will have your car repaired by this week, Scouts on. I sent you that.
I did see the text messages. And in the text messages, bear with me. Let's see, I have them here just a second ago.
Right here, I say, I have Pirellis and make sure the warranty is in the receipt. Sam Club was where I brought my run flat tires last time.
Now, let me ask you this, Miss Magnum. I just want to know, did you believe you were going to get run flat tires and your arm fixed and your rims for $1,500?
Let me explain something to you.
Answer my question. Don't explain nothing to me.
Yes. If somebody tell you that that's what they're repairing it for, then yes. Because I had no reason to think he was lying. He said,
listen. Why are you defensive? I'm just asking a question.
And see, if like the reason I even let him, because he said, I own a BMW. I go to BMW and they charge $600 for tires. I mean, for a brake.
I know.
600 for my brakes, but he charged.
So what did he? Let me ask you this. What did he do? Did he do it?
My brakes were not repaired. He said my brakes were, they was not repaired. I had, when the Mexican guy came out to my house, he said the one that towed my car, when I sent you a receipt of that too. That's go into what I had to pay Link. $50 I had to pay him extra. I paid.
So you're saying you don't believe he did anything?
He did nothing. I watched him. He came. I've got a video. Let me see.
Stop. You've already told me what he did and didn't do. I'm just saying, you earlier told me he jacked up the car, put some tires on there, but didn't put the right tires on there, put some old stuff that wasn't there. I don't have any pictures of those, by the way. I want to make sure they're clear about that.
You need the tires? You need pictures? You didn't ask for that?
You said that you had pictures of that. I didn't see that. And in addition to, you said that he changed the brakes, but now you're telling me that he didn't change the brakes.
The man told me he did it. I didn't say he changed my brakes. He said I changed the brakes. He said he changed my brakes. He changed my brakes a long time ago. That's how I met him. He changed my brakes.
Okay, but not from this event.
No.
Okay.
It was years ago. When I first met him, a year ago.
All right, I think I got it. I'm gonna now talk to Mr. Fox just to clarify. Mr. Fox. It's like,
yes, sir.
like that game.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me, what did you do from this money that she paid you, and then tell me how much money she paid you.
I did replace the tires. Now, as far as
with what tires?
The tires, the actual tires, not the rim, the tires.
Okay, and now, where did you get the tires from? Stop. Where'd you get the tires from?
I got them from a tire place. I can't remember because it was on the other side of town from where I stay at. But they were brand new tires.
They were brand new. How much you pay for them?
They still had stickers on the tire.
How much you pay for them?
It was $4 something. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, this was maybe
$6 for all 4 tires.
Yes, sir. It was $4 something for all. They were brand new tires. Matter of fact, I was at the place when she was calling me.
Do you have a receipt? You don't have a receipt.
No, because like I said, it was 6 to 8 months ago. So I honestly don't remember. I know it was $4 something.
Okay.
But only thing, but like I said earlier, the lateral arm I did not change. So she is right about that. The brakes, the back brakes, I did change the pads.
When?
I did change the pads.
When?
The day that I was there.
I understand the day you were there, but on in 2023 in May.
No, not in May. This was the date that she's saying the incident happened, like in July. The whole data with the tires and everything. Okay. It was the same exact day. I changed the back brake pads. I was trying to fix the lateral arm. I took the tires. The tires were in my van on the rim. Once I finished the brakes, I was putting the tires back on, and that's when it was somewhat of a back and forth, and that's when I left. And so I haven't had no communication with her since then.
Is it your? Okay. What did she want you to do when she first contracted you? And did you, when she first contracted you?
Oh, wait a minute, I can't see it. She wanted me to change the tires. She wanted me to fix the brakes and the lateral arm.
Okay.
That's basically all that was.
And of those 3 things, what did you do?
I changed the tires, and she said they were too big or didn't fit. I didn't know that. Nothing was said to me about it because, like I said, that day they were on the tire. She didn't say nothing to me about the tires. She said something about the rims, but she didn't say nothing about the tires. I put the tires on. I changed the back brakes. The only thing I did not do was the lateral. And that was because I was trying to bend it back, and then I said I would come back Saturday, but it's before we got into the kind of a back and forth. Mm-hmm. And so after that, we didn't speak after that. If she had an issue with the tires or something, then, if she would have said something to me about it, then I would have fixed the tires. Like I wouldn't set out to just, mess her car up or do anything to her car. Let me ask you
this. Is there any tires that you still have of hers in your possession?
No, she got the only tires that I took was the tires they took off at the tire place. They replaced her 2 rims, the tires, and the two tires on the rims that were the tires that were flat. I had all 4 tires. And when I came back, I brought all 4 tires back with me. She was out there again. She was out there.
All 4 tires that you purchased left and put on the car.
They were left on the car. Yeah.
And again, how much did she pay you?
For the tire?
No,
honestly,
for the work that you described, the three things, how much was the agreed payment amount and how much did she pay you?
we didn't agree, like, as far as like a labor, you're talking about for parts or for labor or
to do what you were going to do the job.
But we didn't, I didn't get paid no labor to do anything. Basically what she paid for the tires. She paid for, and as far as exact numbers, I don't remember the exact numbers, but she paid for the tires. She did pay for 2 rims. She paid for the lateral arm. I paid for the brakes.
Doesn't sound okay. Did she ask you to do the brakes or did you just do them yourself?
Oh, she asked me to do the brakes, but I paid for the brakes, basically.
Okay. So you bought tires, you didn't fix the lateral arm, and you didn't buy any rims.
No.
Give me 1 second. All right. I'm not going to ask Ms. Magnum, tell me what property of yours specifically did he take? Did he, outside of the money, because apparently he did some things, but I'm just trying to get something specific here about what he did not do or what your expectations were. Fixing the lateral arm, was that your expectation?
He was supposed, I got a receipt for brand new BMW wheels.
That's not, listen, Miss Magnum, I think you're missing the point. I understand what you bought, but I'm about what he subsequently, you contracted him to do and to buy.
He didn't do it.
Did he bring tires that weren't your original tires to your home and put them on the car?
He brought them. I didn't let him put them on. I sent you a picture of it he brought the fake tires that I did not purchase. I told him run
flat.
But
did you ask him to purchase them?
I sure did. I sent you a text message that said run flat tires. That's what I told Link, because his name's not Quan. That was the first lie. Link specifically, every text message I sent you, I was purchasing run flat tires. He said because he's a mechanic, could get a discount. And I gave him $400 for each brand new rim, and I got a receipt for it from BMW, not a used rim at the
I know, but just hold tight.
Those are my old rims. They got the same stuff where they had when my baby hit something. Those are not even nobody else's rims. They are
Miss Magnum. Can I also let you know something? And I just want to make sure you understand. You do understand this evening, I'm not going to be able to get your car situated. You just want somebody arrested, right? You just wanted you to understand that the only arrests can only happen tonight. This has no impact on your civil action. Just want you to be clear.
All right, I got you.
Okay, because that sometimes people get Mr. Fox, turn your camera back on. People misunderstand what the purpose of these hearings, and I'm hearing a lot about certain disputes about payments, and I'm trying to make sure that while we're here and we're here on the right purpose, because you do have a pending civil action, which would be in many circumstances maybe more appropriate in that vein, because you can't quite tell me exactly. You told me how much you sent him. You did tell me he did some stuff, but he brought the wrong stuff.
Yes, he didn't do nothing. All he did was with history. I sent you a video. He brought some stuff that was not it. So
all right, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me
trying to explain is what he say he did. I'm not agreeing with it. He did not put brakes on my tires. I sit right there.
But see, that sounds more civil. See how you say you're not agreeing with it?
Okay, but he stole my 2 run flat tires.
What did he take? Did he steal? Okay, so tell me. He stole those tires.
Let me tell you what I do. When I buy a brand new
No. Tell me how he stole the tires.
Okay, because they was in my garage and they were not busted. He didn't bring them back. I asked him for my 2 tires that were good, because what I do is I buy brand new sets of tires. I keep 2 run flats for a spare in case something go wrong with my new set of tires. He took 2 tires. He stole my run flat tires, and he did not. I did not ask him to take them.
Okay, so hold on, just make sure I understand. He took your 2 run flat tires
that were not damaged.
Right. That were on your car, right? And he took those 2 tires off, which you're saying, and instead of returning those 2 tires, you're saying he kept those tires for himself and then gave you 4 tires that didn't fit.
Yes, I have those 4 tires in the garage waiting on him.
You still have those? Okay. Now, Mr. Fox, Did you take her run flat tires?
No, I didn't take her run flat tires. The tire shop took them off and put the other tires on.
Where are the run flats?
Those are the ones that the tire shop took off. I never had any access to them. When I took the two front tires that weren't flat, I took them and the ones that were flat all to the tire place. The tire place took all the tires off and put the tires on. So they kept the old tires. I didn't take the old tires.
I see. So you didn't put the new tires on.
Oh, the tire shop put them on.
The two tire shop put them on and kept those tires.
They kept all four tires, all the old tires. I never took the tires.
Okay. And Miss Magnum, you're saying on that car, just so I understand, two of those tires you say were salvageable. They weren't damaged.
The front and the rear, not the two front tires, the front and the rear. See, line again. The front on the driver's side and the rear on the driver's side were the only one damaged. He was supposed to take those two tires and buy 4 brand new run flat tires. That was what I paid for. And 2 rims is what I paid for. He did not buy it at all.
I'm trying to figure out why you got balloons going on in your background.
I don't know. I didn't do it.
That's so strange. Okay, never seen that before. This is what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to give you guys each 3 minutes to tell me why an arrest warrant, let me just be clear, an arrest warrant. And let me just tell you, even if he gets arrested, doesn't mean that you're going to succeed in some way on any type of civil matter. That's not how that works. Okay. So let me just be clear then. I'm going to give you now, Miss Magnum, between 8:10 to about 8:13 to tell me why Mr. Fox should be arrested based upon the evidence that's been implied. I don't need to hear from your folks because those folks don't have any direct evidence to this event. They may be able to tell me about maybe what happened with them, but ultimately I'm here about
Nabatia was on the phone with me when he pretended to have my tires, my run flat tires. She heard everything. She heard me ask him about my parts. She heard everything. So those other people he stole from them as well. So that's why I was bringing everybody to court. I had to get in charge. So one of my people was on the phone. She heard everything that he said. So, that'd be good that you speak to her where you can see I'm not lying because I showed you everything I had. So I just,
Well, we can bring her out since she was on the phone. Let's bring, who is that?
Nabatia Behar.
All right, Ms. Bahar, Ms. Magnum says that you have some information regarding this particular gentleman. So I'm going to ask Ms. Magnum to ask you a couple of questions regarding the event that we're here about. Okay. Ms. Magnum, try to keep it to this event or within the relevancy of this matter. All right. You're to ask open-ended questions. You cannot ask her, isn't it true? He did that, didn't he? Can't do questions like that. You can ask things like, what happened? Did you hear? What do you know? You understand?
I do.
I think you can do that. All right, Ms. Bahar, Ms. Magnum.
Yeah. Nabatia, what did you hear Link say on the 3-way call with his brother about my parts and doing my fixing my car?
During the 3-way call, he was talking about his trying to, I can't really remember. It sounded like a bunch of BS. Wait a minute. Let me think. I'm trying to get in my hotel. My phone about to die. He was talking about needing to get the parts and give him some time. And he was saying something about his brother having something and he not having the parts or something, or wasn't able to go and get them yet or something. It was some kind of story he gave about his brother having something or needing to call his brother or needed to wait for his brother to get back in town and his brother was out of town or something. So so go ahead. So during the 3-way call, it sounded like it was a lie. So I messaged you and told you to tell him to call his brother instead of waiting for him to give you a call back, to tell him to go ahead and just 3-way so we can all be on the line. And during the 3-way call, it sounded like his brother, if that was his brother, didn't even know what he was talking about and said that he was in Tennessee And oh, well, you introduced yourself and started talking to the brother. And then he interrupted you and
hung up. Hey, okay. And on the day that he came to my house, do you remember what I said to him about those tires and rims that he pretended those to purchase?
Okay, so on that day, I was on the phone with you. He said he came to the house to install your brakes and the tires. So he was in your garage because the car was in your garage, you stated, and you were in the house. And I told you to go to the garage so you can watch him putting the tires on or the brakes on the car so you can see if he even has the items, if they look like they were new, if it looked like it came from the dealership, only because I've dealt with shady mechanics and people in the past, and just wanting to make sure that the material that he's telling you that he actually has it. You can see it. He's opening boxes that prove, to indicate that it's something new. Why, instead of just trusting that he's in your garage doing what you paid him to do, and he's brought the items that you were texting him about.
Do you remember when he walked in with just that little drill? I said, what did I say about those wheels? They were what?
They weren't run flat. You told him that the ones that he had weren't run flat tires. And where were the run flat tires that he took off of your car? Because what he brought back wasn't actually run flat tires. And it sounded like during the conversation, you were telling him that whatever he brought was mismatch, and the insurance company paid for, matching BMW items, for your vehicle. Your phone's on mute.
Did he repair anything? When I walked out, when you told me to go take pictures, was anything in there that I paid for on those receipts?
It didn't sound like he brought anything that the insurance company paid for, or that you paid for. And during the conversation that you all going back and forth, then he got frustrated and left without completing anything.
He did nothing, exactly. When did he say he was coming back?
I don't know. I don't remember when he said he was coming back, but I don't think he ever came back. But I don't remember when he said he was coming back. But I know when we did the 3-way call, when he was calling his brother, I know that was at least a week. That was some days in between us doing that 3-way call to him, to his brother, and him actually coming to your house. Because I know you had to keep calling him.
All right.
So,
Mr. Fox, Miss Mahagam, do you have any other questions for Miss Bahar?
No.
Okay, Mr. Fox, do you have any questions for Miss Bahar?
Not necessarily a question, but the conversation I had with my brother was like a week and a half.
No, you need to ask her a question, not just to make a statement.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't have any questions.
All right, Miss Bahar, thank you. You have a good evening.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Miss Magna, Miss Fox, Miss Magna, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to tell me why an arrest warrant should be issued.
I think this needs to stop. I think he needs to be stopped in his tracks from stealing from people, from pretending to repair clients' cars and not purchasing what you send them, the receipts for, whatever. It needs to stop. It needs to stop here, because I'm not the only person that have been taken advantage of by this guy. And it makes no sense that he's allowed to take people money, and when they ask you to do something and he says he's going to do it and he doesn't do it, he could just run. He's been running for months. That's why it took us so long to get him. I feel like a warrant should be issued because he stole my tires that were not blowed out. He did not purchase the items that I asked for and the receipts that I gave him, every dollar that I sent him. I'm a single mother. I have to pay all my bills myself. I had just broke my arm and he took advantage of me. And I feel like the courts should make him pay. And I should be able to have his address because he's lying about that. You should make him give me his address where I can give it to the other courts, because he shouldn't be able to skip. He told that law professional, that other law enforcement agent, that he was not himself. And that is got to stop. The lies got to stop. This man has no truth in him whatsoever. And God, you know, I prayed about this. You know, I really thought he was an okay person. But when he did me like this, I would have never done nobody like this. I had failed. I had broke my humerus. I was in a cast for 4 whole months. And he knew what I was going through. I ended up losing my job for being discriminated against because of my disability. And Link took advantage of me. And you got to stop it, Judge. You know, he should not be able to hurt. And the other lady that he hurt is an elderly lady. She old as my mama. And it's sad that this man is going around stealing women, because he can't steal from a man, because the man not going to send him their money because they know a little about the car. But how he did me for no reason, I would have never done a dog like this. I don't wish this on nobody, for nobody to take their money. I'm having to work. I'm still at work right now. I'm having to work from sun up to sundown to make my bills. And I had to spend all this money to fix my car. Well, he never done nothing. He didn't. Yes, the tires were there. They told me to keep that duck and give it back to him at court because they did not fit my car. He purchased what he wanted to purchase, and he thought he could just do me any kind of way, because what can I do? I don't know anything about him. I didn't even know his real name. And I thank you for listening to me, and I don't mean to ramble, but it's hurtful. It's really hurtful that people can get away with this type of stuff, and they hurt people and they don't care. I cared about him. I liked Quan. I thought his name was Quan. I was even praying for his daughter because she hurt herself. And for him to do me like this is wrong, Your Honor. And I just want you guys to stop this. Stop it now, because he's taking advantage of women. You got a mother. You got a sister. He got a mother. He got a little girl. You wouldn't want nobody to do your baby like this. The things you did to me, it's going to come back on you, Quan. Link. Let me call you by your government name. Link. It's wrong that you did this. And, you know, I had to pray to God. I forgive you, but you got to pay. You got to pay, because God it's not right that you hurt people.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give Mr. Fox an opportunity to respond to about 825.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, my intention was not to go out and try to do anything frivolous or whatever to her. My intent was to help. I didn't even ask to be paid to do anything. Just even when I fixed her brakes, I didn't ask to be paid to fix that. I didn't ask to be paid to do anything. I said I was doing it to help. That's basically what I was doing. I don't sit up there and do stuff for women or this, that, and the other. Like, that's not what I do. I help people, or I try to help people. Of course, I can't satisfy everybody, but in her situation, yeah, she broke her arm, and actually, we were friends. We were friends. We talked almost every day.
And you stopped hollering.
Hey, yeah. Stop talking on time, please.
And again, we talked every day, almost, you know, and we told each other certain things about each other. We were friends. So when the situation happened with the car, I didn't say, well, yeah, you paid me this, that, and the other. I never asked for no labor or anything. It was basically me just trying to help. Again, honestly, if I thought she had an issue with the tires that were on there, I would have replaced the tires, or I would have got different tires, but that wasn't a conversation we had when I was there. The back brakes, I did do the back brakes. I did the back brake pads. I mean, I did not sit out. If I was going over there to sit out to do anything to her, I would have never came. If I was going over there not to do nothing, I would have never came. She was there the whole time that I was doing it. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time I'm hearing about the tires, because I was over there for about an hour, maybe 2 hours. Nothing was said about the tires. So I would have, if it was an issue, I could have easily just took the tires off, took them back, or just got different tires. There was never an issue with the tires while I was there. So I wasn't trying to do anything to hurt her. Like I said, we were friends. So it wasn't like I just set out to just do something to her. And it wasn't like I was doing anything real serious to her car. It was just basically the brakes and the wheels. The brakes, which I did, the wheels, which I did. Again, I apologize if she wasn't satisfied with the wheels, but the wheels were brand new. They were brand new wheels. If I thought she had an issue with the wheels, I would have did something about them while I was there. But nothing was said while I was there. Again, this is the first time that I'm hearing about the wheels.
Okay.
Because we haven't talked or had any kind of contact since then.
All right. Well, it is 8:25, so I'm going to take a time to address exactly what we've heard today. So what we've heard and what we really were here on is a theft by taking and a theft by conversion. Ultimately, what we're here on is that Mr. Link he's alleging that you stole services from him. or stole, in fact, other items from her. Obviously, she also has a pending civil matter addressing this issue, which obviously is able to give her any type of monetary restitution that she may be entitled to. However, in listening to the facts associated with this, and again, we're here on probable cause, I just don't. I'll be frank with you, man. We've got some work done, not all work done. Allegations of the tires being not working, they are working or good. And I'll be frank, that there's more evidence maybe that needs to be provided here regarding it. But based upon the evidence that you provided, this is more so of a contractual dispute about services. This isn't necessarily rising to the level of criminal act because, again, he did come, he did put some tires that you didn't like, or you're saying you didn't ask for, but ultimately tires, and you still have them, right? And that means they're a dispute because you ultimately don't want them. And then you've paid for services elsewhere. And that's a contractual dispute. That's not necessarily a level of rising to where folks are being put in jail. Because guess what? He gets put in jail. He ain't working. How he gonna get you no money?
He just said he was at work when we called. When
but
you
if
started.
he ain't, not if he in jail. So listen, what I'm going to tell you to do right now is that I don't think that there's the necessary probable for a criminal action, but I have nothing to do with the civil matter. In fact, that is outside of my venue and jurisdiction because you filed a Gwinnett County matter. And I'm going to tell you, I am not here for women to be taken advantage of. I'm not here for nobody to be taken advantage of. I'm here for everybody to be aware and get some wisdom and knowledge. And I would tell anybody who's operating with anybody that is not operating through a quote unquote business that if that's the way you're going to go, there may be issues. But if there are, you still have the court system, but that system would be the civil justice system and not necessarily the criminal justice system, not necessarily with these facts that have been alleged. And so, Ms. Magnum, I'm not telling you that this is the end of your matter regarding the totality of it, but as far as the criminal allegations in front of me, I don't believe that they've met necessary probable cause based upon all the evidence and testimony that has come in this evening. And so I do wish you well on whatever occurs in your civil matter. Mr. Fox, the same as well. But as far as this evening, based upon the facts that were presented to me, I don't find sufficient probable cause for an arrest warrant to be issued.
Okay, good. What is his real? Can you at least make him give me his?
Yeah, well, that should be on the police report. I believe it has his actual address.
I don't have a police report. They did everything.
Oh, well, you need to call the police and get that report because I got it. It's there.
Okay, so I can just call and get his where he can go answer this other thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So even though he stole my tires,
listen, if we didn't have an address for him, you're alleging he stole his tire. I think that's a disputed issue, and I think that's more so of a contractual issue. But as I said before, listen to me. The way we were able to get him notice was because we had an address for him.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So just keep in mind that you have the other action. You're doing what you're supposed to do, but it does not meet the criminal level, okay? Not the criminal level. Civil, okay. I don't know. Criminal, no. All right.
So how can I get the address? Just call the DeKalb County.
You're going to need to call the police that you very well made the initial claim through, and should be able to get that through you.
Okay.
Listen, we're not here to try to hinder you. We're just trying to make sure the right thing gets done. Jail ain't always the right thing when the facts don't lead.
If I'd have went to Walmart and stole something, y'all would have put me in jail for stealing. But he just stole something.
Can I tell you the difference with that? Just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't do anything when you went to Walmart and stole it.
Well, that's not true.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Johnson, we have time. Listen, and I don't think because you put your baby on that we got time for you. Don't be trying to use the cuteness of the child to get me to hear your hearing. But it doesn't hurt. It don't hurt. But
this is my grandbaby.
You ain't got no grandbaby. That's your child.
That's my grandgirl.
You're not old enough to have no grandbaby.
Thank you. You.
Listen. Let me go to your matter. And so this is the thing. I cannot guarantee that we're going to hear because I have to confirm that we got good notice on the actual accused. So hold tight. So again, we're here again on the Karen Johnson, Derek Gibson. So let me pull up that. Let me make sure we got everything that we're supposed to do.
In some of that stuff that I sent you, I do actually have where he harasses me more after he got it and says, "Your criminal warrant, you a complete lying idiot." I even have it with him.
I don't even have you under oath yet, so just hold.
Okay.
All right, this is from an event, Ms. Johnson, that allegedly occurred on September 15th, 2023 for stalking. Were you able to send me any evidence?
Oh, I sent you a lot.
Clerk, can you send that to me?
I sent video evidence.
You'll be
I
getting
sent.
them in just a second. It's all coming through.
Okay. Right. I also sent you his past.
And you're alleging he's 60. Let me ask, how old are you?
I'm 42.
Okay, and he's 62?
Correct. Okay. He has this in his past as well, sir. Okay. I didn't know. But...
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to make sure we got it right, people. All right, so just the first things first. The address that you put in your, that we have him down as.
That's his daughter's address.
The
Tree Terrace or whatever.
Tree Crest Parkway?
Yes, that's his daughter's address.
Okay. But is that where he lives?
Yes, it is. And he confirmed he received it via email by harassing me afterwards, saying, don't send any more mail to my daughter's address.
Do you have a copy?
I believe I sent that to you. It's just a lot of stuff to go through.
Are you familiar with this? What's his address?
So let me give you a little history. I tried to get temporary protective orders against him twice. He went to court and lied about where he lived and said he lives in Stockbridge so that they would be kicked out of the system and out of jurisdiction. He's done this in his past. That's why I sent you all of his past, because he's done this to other women. So that day, when the judge saw us and told us that she couldn't do anything for me, she stated to him that Ms. Johnson wants no contact with you. Please do not bother her anymore. Do not contact her at all. That very same day, 3 hours later, I have video footage of him harassing me again at my place of business. Then 3 days later, he files for divorce and uses a New York State address. This is what he does to get away with the crimes that he commits against women.
Are you guys still married?
Unfortunately, yes. Right now, he will not answer. So I've already replied to him, giving me the divorce, and I was thankful that he paid for it. But it was another ploy, because he will not reply to them for us to get a court date. So now I'm waiting for a court date. And now my newest problem is, if he does get arrested, I have to hope that judge will honor our divorce because he started the divorce. And if not, I'll have to file all over again. But I just want my sanity. My family and I have been living. Special victims units has been out. It has been horrible. We went to the bank recently and I sent a police report, but it was unredacted. It wasn't unredacted because it was after the fact, after I requested this. But he came into the Bank of America and scared everyone in there with the stuff he did, with my 13-year-old daughter present. They called the police. It's got to stop. What the first incident I sent you a police report for was in Clayton County. It wasn't under your jurisdiction, but my 13-year-old was present for that. And that they are the ones who helped me start with the temporary protective order. Plain as day in Walmart. He is put in writing that he is not afraid to hurt me. I've sent emails, the emails of that too.
No, I'm just taking a look. It's okay.
What you say, Mom? Oh, there's another thing that at my place of business, one of the times that he was recorded there, the police did show up. They showed up too late for me to do a criminal trespass on him because he ran. But then a few days later, after he showed up at the bank and did that harassment at the bank, then he went to my parents' house, their property, and tried to, I don't know if he was going to do anything there to hurt the property, but as soon as I knew he was there, because I saw it on the cameras, we called the police came out. He tried to lie to the police and tell the police he lived there, but he stayed long enough that time for us to criminally trespass him. But sir, he is harassing us. He's not going to stop. In his criminal history, he's gone to jail for this already. He's not going to stop. The day my granddaughter was born, he sent a text message to my son saying, I'm going to take your child. This is not a normal person. I have sent you as much evidence as I thought you would really, the serious things.
I'm in the process of reviewing everything you just said.
But I know for a fact he received it because he would not have sent me that email. It was right before about the 3 to 4 week mark of when we were going to be appearing.
In Stockbridge.
That's a lie. It's a lie. It's an address he lived at a long time ago, almost 14 years ago. He did that in Clayton County to start the lies because that officer thought he was helping me too, and it was a lie. He does not live there. When we were in When he lied at the TPO and said he lived in Stockbridge, he said he lived in 2 hotels.
So, okay.
Because he knew I couldn't serve him in 2 hotels.
So you're saying the Stockbridge address is a hotel?
No, that's Davis Road is a real house. It's a house he used to live at.
Is it a house that he owns, or is it just someone else?
No, he doesn't own anything. He is just like the gentleman that was before you a minute ago. He is a mechanic.
Let's not talk about somebody else. That's not relevant to your case.
He's a mechanic by trade, and he lies, and there's plenty of evidence of that as well, where he rips people off. I sent some of that to you as well, his civil past, because all of this is stuff he does to victimize people. So my mother was nice enough to allow him to use her van. So to get back at me, instead of him fixing what he did wrong to her van,
so hold tight. Tell me how he's stalking you.
He's harassing me through phone calls, through text messages, through third-party people.
Wait. Do you have a current temporary restraining order or TPO?
No, because they would not allow it because he kept saying he lives somewhere else. He lied about where he lives.
Do you live in DeKalb County?
I do. I've gone before 2 judges, and the second judge said she can't do anything about what the first judge said because they're in the same court circuit, and she believes what I'm saying because she can see in his history that he's done this to other women. He knows what he's doing. He didn't even get served for the TPO, but showed up to court to lie. He refused the service when the sheriffs came. That's why SVU was called out to me, because they saw it in his past. They were preparing me that he might hurt me. They said, this is something that he does, ma'am. So if you know anyone with firearms in the house, be prepared to have to use them, because he's gotten he has physically assaulted other women. We have no doubt in our mind that you are not safe. They had me trapped in my house while they were trying to serve him. And when the first sheriff made contact with him, he told them to suck his, and he's not taking the paperwork. And they have it all documented. I can't even make this stuff up. They attempted 6 times to serve him for the first TPO. They were not successful, but he still showed up. You know why? Because he knows how to go in the system and look and see so he can be a liar in court. He perjured himself. 1 minute he was saying he lives in Stockbridge. Then he went and filed for divorce and said he lives in New York. That is perjury. My family is afraid for me to leave my home. My employees have been harassed so much that I've had people quit. It is an unsafe situation.
Yeah, I mean, I see the video that you submitted him walking into a van, but I'm just looking.
There's 2 of them.
I'm looking for the harassment proof. I see a lot of.
He does not own anything on that property. He's doing it to scare people.
Man. Listen. What I'm saying to you is that I'm looking for information regarding the harassment, right? I understand that you guys have text message. I've read the text messages. He hasn't made any physical threats of violence to you. And I don't have any evidence that he's made repeated calls that you haven't also communicated back to him. So I've seen women with blotted eyes. I've seen women with threats of people trying to murder them. I know this. Just show me something if that's what's there. But I don't have any text messages where he's made any threats of violence. I don't have any text messages.
He said the only thing that will keep me from him is the grave. That is in writing, and I sent that to you all.
But
that is a threat.
That just means that the man's could die. I understand what you're saying, and I understand the context of what you're saying, but that's not necessarily a threat against you. That's saying he's the only reason to leave you.
Coming in the bank and slamming paperwork on my hand wasn't physical enough for anyone.
I don't have any evidence of that.
I sent that police report, but it's not unredacted because it was after I requested the warrant. The video footage that you're looking at is the exact same date that we went to court for the temporary protective order when they told him to leave me alone. And he came on premises that he's never lived on, does not have any business being there. He was there to intimidate me.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. If you thought he lived in Stockbridge, why didn't you pursue the case in Stockbridge?
I did. And they told me that if I did not have an exact address with the suite number, I cannot serve him.
So hold on, wait. Is this a house in Stockbridge or
No,
not?
it is hotels, honey.
So
It's
the Davis
hotels.
Road address is a
That is not a real address for him, sir. He does not live there. He has not lived there for over 14 years. He said that address to throw people off. He does not live there. He named Quality Inn and Magnolia Inn.
Listen. I'm not trying to be problematic with you. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna see what 316 Davis Road is. Bear with me.
It's a house in Stockbridge. I've looked it up already.
Okay. And you're saying you haven't tried to pursue a case in Stockbridge because
that is not where he lives at. He lied in court and told the judge, I live at Magnolia Inn and sometimes Quality Inn. And he knew saying that, me going to Stockbridge
so
to
my only statement is there's a police report that was drafted on October 7th. So this is about 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
A police report indicates that he lives at 316 Davis Road.
He gave them a Florida ID. He's lying, sir.
I don't know what ID he gave them, but I'm telling you what I did. This is the police pulling up the address. You understand?
I know.
This isn't an address that he gave them. This is an
address.
No,
it is an address that he gave them. The detective told me that. This is not an address that they pulled up for him that was current. He was living here, homeless here, then with his daughter, then with an ex-wife, then up in New York.
Ms. Johnson, let's say, for instance, fine, if he lives in DeKalb, right? Now, I still don't have that address on any other police documents, but that's fine. Well, it's not fine. But if you're saying that he got notice, and I don't have an email where you said that he acknowledged getting this particular action.
I sent one. I can tell you which one it is, which email it is, but I sent it. I looked at it just now. At the top of the screen, it says 10/16/2023, but that's him saying, good morning. Am I still pushing for the TPO, which confirms he knew about that. And then below that, it has 12/30/2023, which is when he would have been served. And it says your criminal warrant. Like,
oh, I'm looking for that whole time.
I guess the way we're looking at it right now, you might have it open. So I'm looking at the email with all the different screenshots in it. Like you have to open each screenshot and each screenshot is labeled. So that's why I'm saying it may help.
This one only has 2 screenshots, 2 attachments.
Okay. All right. That'll help. Let's see.
12:10. I don't stop. I'm telling lies. You and your stupid mom.
Yeah, that's one of them. And then the next one. I didn't tell you that, but yeah. That was to try to get me to.
Okay, good morning. You're still pushing the TPO. You're
That's the right one.
Complete lying idiot consumed with evil. I said, you will be exposed as the liar you always have been. I asked you nicely to leave me, but you continue. All right. So fine. He seems to allegedly know about the hearing because at least says 12:30. Good enough. But I gotta know more about the stalking. Tell me how he's stalking.
So let me tell you how he's stalking me, because I have a great line of I have 2 witnesses as well. So would you like the most recent events or the whole slew? Because I can tell you.
Associated that we're here about.
Okay, so it started off with harassing text messages that I sent you all. That some of them were explicit, some of them were to me, some of them were to my children, third party.
Where are these messages? And I'm not trying to be rude, but I've been here for almost 30 minutes, and every message I've got, none of them have seemed to be harassing or stalkerish.
Okay, so one that was sent to my son who is here, he could be a witness as well.
Well, where's the text message? That's all I want to see.
There's a lot in there. I'll go back through and look.
No. Listen, you're supposed to send me your best evidence so I can give you what you want. If it meets it.
I just thought police reports wouldn't lie. Those were the deepest ones because literally
the police report doesn't indicate the harassment either. It says he was at your place of business.
And what is he doing there, sir? He does not work there. He's going there to intimidate me.
Yes, your ex-husband.
To make threats, verbal threats to me. Harassing my employees.
And what did he say?
So let's start with the first verbal threat.
Okay.
I'm going to ruin your life. I'm going to hurt you. In Walmart, it's stated in that police report that he said he's going to hurt me. That's the first thing.
Walmart police report saying that he's going to hurt you.
The one that you have, the Davis Road or whatever, that's Clayton County's Walmart police report.
Okay, let's see.
And my 13-year-old can attest to that as well. She was a witness. Told my parents that same day over the phone he was going to kill me. My mother is here to attest to that as well.
And he said he was going to kill you? When was this?
Yes. This was the same day when we were in Walmart. Also, the stalking, the literal watching me, he texted my son and said, I'm outside. I see your car's not here. He's stalking me. It is happening. This is not something I'm making up. Who wants to do that? You just want to live a normal life. It's a lot of harassment. Just the thought of it is making me sick to my stomach. I wish I could tell you it was just me he's harassing. He's harassing my whole family and my employees. He's called the state of Georgia on my business. He's called DFACS and had them in my house. He is harassing me. I didn't say he's trying to kill me. I said he's harassing me. It is stalking. The charges are correct. And this is not his first round. He's done it in his past, sir.
I saw stuff from 1998.
That was his other ex-wife. And she had to try to get 3 or 4 temporary protective orders consecutive years in a row because this is what he does. Special Victims Unit told me to get the warrant because he's not going to stop. He's not.
And the reason they didn't give you the warrant?
Because I didn't have physical evidence on myself, like being hurt or hit. They said that I have enough of a paper trail for you to grant me one. That is what they told me, and that it would move faster with you.
That they lied to you.
So if I was your daughter, what would you have me do?
People, let me tell you something. You don't want to know if I had daughters what I would do, because you might not like what I would say.
No, I'm already an armed woman. I'm just letting you know. I want to know what I should do if that's not the case.
Listen, my job is a hard job, but my job also is to search people and ask for information. My job is not to always make people feel good. My job is to search and protect the community. You understand? I understand
do.
you have a lot of upset things going on, but when I ask for information, it's not because I'm trying to be difficult. It's so I can make decisions, because whether you realize it or not, I have the power to put people in jail. And for some people, that's the closest thing to death for some folks, because it's bad. Now, you can say this person's been in jail a lot, so it may not be bad to him, but maybe he never wants to go back. I don't know.
Sir, I don't
Let
care.
me finish.
I want prison for him.
Let me finish. Let me finish. But my ultimate concern, though, which does get me concerning, is that what appears to be an acknowledgement of this hearing, an acknowledgement that he at least is aware of it, and then he not appear. He not come here and defend himself against these allegations that you have of stalking and continued communication. Now, what I have seen text messages between you individuals going back and forth. But you've also said that he's had communication where he continues to come around. I do see that there were TPOs granted. Now, the totality of the circumstances would justify an arrest warrant being issued. But I'm going to be very specific with you, be clear with you. Without the totality of the circumstances, it'd be difficult for me. But because I do see that they're TPOs, I do see that he's managed to communicate, and I do see that he does not even have enough concern to show up. That does give me pause. So this is what I'm going to do. He's not here. And I'll be honest with you. I don't like issuing arrest warrants in this particular venue when the individual is not here. However, that individual got notice. That individual didn't care to be here. Now, all I can do is issue an arrest warrant, and I can issue a stay away order. And that just means he's going to have to stay away from you. But the thing is, he's got to first be arrested to have knowledge of that, because this isn't like a regular TPO. This is a stay away order. And so this is what's going to have to happen. I'm going to issue an arrest warrant, but it's not going to be effective until you come down and sign for it in the DeKalb County Jail. Now, because he's unaware of the arrest, which is what I don't like, and because he hasn't had any clear indication that he was going to be arrested, he very well could be just riding around and get picked up by the police. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to issue a UJR, okay? Now, that means he very well may not have to pay any bond to get out, but he still will have a stay away. But I cannot guarantee, Ms. Johnson, that this case is going to get picked up beyond this matter, because that's outside of my jurisdiction. But what I don't want to have happen is that you assume that this is the finality of this matter, or this is going to continue on beyond that. What I'm doing is essentially trying to maintain your safety and the status quo based upon the totality of the circumstances. But as I said before, once he or if he is arrested or whenever that occurs, he will have a UJR. And then obviously he'll have full notice and he'll be able to address these issues and defend it as it so goes. Okay?
That's fine with me.
All right. But let me be very clear. All right. What I'm doing is to maintain the overall safety of you because of the circumstances that you've alleged that have occurred.
I appreciate
and
that.
not guarantee that anything beyond that is going to happen. You understand? And let me be clear. Let me just be clear, right? I don't know when you found out how bad this man is. I don't know when you found out how terrible it is. I just pray that through this knowledge that you have, that this situation doesn't seem to reoccur in your life. But nonetheless, we'll issue it. But you're going to have to come down, and my clerk's going to give you the information. But you're going to have to come down and sign for this one.
I'll be down there first thing in the morning. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Judge, she's actually already signed the warrant, so she doesn't have to come back to re-sign.
How she already signed the warrant out and gave it to me?
It's a new policy in place. I'll explain that to you later.
Okay, new policies. It's 2024. There's new policies. All right. Well, look, Ms. Johnson, it will be signed. My clerk will get with you. Apparently, you've already signed it. I will be issuing a stay away order as well. But that'll be temporary. I just want to be, if there's another TPO that you need to get, then that's something that you'll need to get.
I'm trying to get one through my divorce.
I'm not a divorce judge, so it's something totally outside of my purview.
But
best of luck, and then we'll go from there.
I thank you on behalf of my family, my employees, myself. Thank you. That's one step.
I understand. All right. Well, we'll get the necessary stuff dealt with, and you have a good evening. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Well, that note, that will conclude the January 8th, 2024 criminal warrant application hearings.